Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another stream. This is day 6 of the Ballad of Garvin Hackett live screenwriting. Let me say hello to the empty chat. Hello, everyone. It's become the ritual. Okay, so for those of you who are new, I'll walk you through it. Basically, this channel is the live writing of a screenplay. Let's do a little video description. So basically, you write with me. It's a live screenwriting from scratch. This is day 6. And what we're doing today is 1994 period research for the Ballad of Garvin Hackett. That's the name of the piece. And what is it? Well, it's an ironic, darkly comic take on 90s action movies. It's kind of like Forrest Gump meets Scarface, directed by Michael Bay, except the laws of physics apply. It's one of the things that always made me question action movies is the liberties they take with physics. I think there's a kind of reality that you get, or sense of reality you get when physics are real, that makes action movies sort of more interesting. Okay, so grab a notebook or keyboard and feel free to write along with me. Before we start, if you're interested in learning the craft, I am a professional script doctor, and if you want to learn the exact tools demonstrated in this video that working writers like me use to write, rewrite, and develop stories quickly, this lecture will show you how. You can see it in the QR code right there. And the tools that you'll learn in the lecture apply to any form of narrative storytelling, whether that be screenplays, novels, comics, televisions, games, all of it. It includes full scene breakdowns from well-known films and hands-on guidance for anyone serious about telling stories. A portion of every sale supports the Arts Accelerator, a nonprofit dedicated to developing the skills of emerging artists. And you can learn more about that at artsaccelerator.org, all one word. So that's about it. Those are the announcements. Let's get to the writing. Let's see what we got here. So we'll start with the notes. Well, so I think the first thing I want to do is I'm going to change the name of this document from notes to research. All right. Because that's really what this is. And let's see. The pending research that we had is what kind of office supplies were available in wide use in 1994, Polaroids of TV screens, etc. So there's a scene where Joelle shows Garvin all the other people from the Booby Boys gang that Garvin's got to kill. Now, the Booby Boys, I didn't make that up. That was the real dominant drug gang in South Florida in 1994. I could not believe it, but I'm just taking it. The Booby Boys. So the question that I came up with was like, how flat were flat screens, right? He's got a very fancy house. He's got a diagram on a wall behind the curtain. And it's made of images, so I figured there would be Polaroids, but I'm not sure. And then I got to thinking, what are the technical luxuries that would be available in 1994, and what kind of exotic cars, right, in South Beach? So these are the things that piqued my curiosity, sort of period piece questions. And then there's more questions about Garvin, but I think today we'll start with Joelle and see how far we get. And I think the question is where we're going to put these notes, right? And I think what I'll do is I'm going to create a new tab and create a new note, and I'll call it Writing Garvin Hackett, and then I will call it Notes. So I've separated research and notes, kind of a separation of concern. Great. And now here we can put all the stuff of the background of the general milieu of 1994 South Florida. Got a home for it. Always a place for everything and everything in its place. So let's take the Joelle questions and we'll throw them into the notes so that we can replace them with we can actually replace them with the answers. I'm down with that. Oh, let's see. I got that one. And let's see. And then we got this one. So exotic cars. I think technical luxuries are kind of interesting, right? Let's move that down one. And then how flat? Yeah. So let's turn this one into the office supplies. Yeah, and we'll move. So we have this line here. In this fancy house, he has a diagram on the wall behind a curtain that is shaped like a body, and the body is composed of images. So that is one of the set pieces. And I will put that here in parentheses so that we know that that's what we're trying to answer. And how flat were flat screen TVs is sort of a sub question of that one. Okay, I got three good questions. Let's start. So we'll transfer over to the research screen. And let's start a new chat so it doesn't pollute the old chat. And we'll say the year is 1994 and you're in South Florida. What are the groundbreaking accessible consumer technologies? By accessible, I mean you could actually purchase them, but price is not an option. What were the groundbreaking technologies that somebody might be impressed with going through a luxury house, very, very high end, in 1994? This is the house of a high-end drug dealer, so he's ostentatious. What are the electronic gadgets that in 1994 would have seemed extremely rare and novel? Let's see. See what it says. See what it says. And then in the meantime, while I'm waiting for it to answer, I'm going to go back to the writing. Ooh. All right. Actually, we kind of have technology here, so let's just put technology. Right? And then we got office supplies. That's the next one. So this way we can simplify it. Let's see what technology says. Okay, back to research. All right, welcome to 1994 South Florida, the era of Miami Vice, hangover, aesthetics clashing with the dawn of the digital age. For an ostentatious high-end drug dealer with limitless cash, tech isn't just about utility, it's an aggressive flex of wealth and power. So far, so good. Walk through a multi-million-dollar mansion in Coco Plum or Key Biscayne in 1994. Oh, that is... Would he be in Key Biscayne or in Coco Plum? I think I imagined him in Coco Plum. So, yeah. The cutting-edge, ultra-luxury consumer electronics would look vastly different from today's minimalist tech. It would be heavy, glossy, black or gold, and highly physical. The ultimate flexes for a luxury compound in 1994 include the following. Living room, a $40,000 home theater. Before flat-screen TVs were a reality, massive size meant massive weight and serious engineering. The display, a Mitsubishi Megawatch 37-inch CRT TV or an Ikigami Barco Data 800 CRT front projector. Oh, front projectors. Okay. A high-end CRT projector bolted to the ceiling, casting a 100-inch image into a motorized drop-down screen was the ultimate I have arrived status symbol. So let's see what the Mitsubishi Megawatch 37-inch CRT looks like. Because I have trouble imagining that. So let's look at the images. These do not look particularly interesting. So I'm gonna have to go to Google. Google Images is usually the better one. That may be it? I don't know. Let's see. Megawatch. I don't see it. I'm going to put Megawatch in parentheses. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see. Wow. Let's see what AI mode does. Let's see. Megaview, it says. Megaview 37. It's one of the largest legendary commercial grade presentation CRT monitors ever manufactured. Built primarily from the mid 1990s into the early 2000s, these absolute beasts are highly sought after today in the retro gaming and arcade community because they bypass the limitations of consumer televisions by utilizing multi-sync capabilities. It's a 37 inch. Let's just check on that. 37 inch Megaview. There we go. A Megaview. I guess that's what it looks like. Yep. Let's see. I'm going to copy this because this is cool. Okay. And I'm going to throw that into my file system. Don't mind me. I will actually, you know what? I'm going to throw it. I'm going to throw it into a I'm going to throw it into one of my image. Oh no. It only brings, I can't believe it. Tell me it ain't true. I'm trying to paste it. Okay, I'm going to have to launch Figma. Figma has good pasting. So there it is. I'll launch it. Now I'm going to have to do a login. Sorry, guys. What a lame. Let's go to streaming. Well, this is gone. And we'll keep going. Because you can't just drag and drop a file, can you? It wouldn't make it that easy. Copy image. There's no paste in the file system. So I have to go to some sort of... At least Figma launched well. Let's try one more time with Affinity. See if it'll let me do it. Oh, I did it. Awesome. Okay, cool. So I've got it. I must have fat fingered the copy. Okay, so we've got it. We've got ourselves, we've captured our television, which is what we needed. There we go. All right, and then we're done with that. Let's go back to, that's kind of funny to watch somebody walk by that. That's kind of funny. All right. Cool. And let's see what else it has. The Ikigami Barcode Data 800 CRT front projector. This looks pretty interesting. Let's see what that looks like. So let's go to AI mode. Let's see, throw this in there. Boom. See if we can get an image of it. I see a PC mag. The Barcode Data 800 Developed in collaboration with high-end broadcast camera manufacturer Ikigami for certain markets, is a legendary industrial-grade 3-tube analog front projector introduced in the early 1990s. So it uses 3 separate 7-inch monochrome CRTs paired with high-precision liquid-cooled lenses to beam a perfectly fused cinematic image onto the screen. Oh, this is cool. So you have a fight scene, and if the lenses get damaged, then the projection goes from white to one of the primary colors. So I'm going to use that. Barcode data. That's cool. I think I remember this. I think I remember seeing these. So I'm going to just copy this, and I'm going to paste that into our notes. Let's do that. So here we go. We'll go to writing, and let's see, notes, technology. Okay. And then during a shootout, have the lenses break, so you bathe the room in primary colors. That's cool. Maybe useful for the Jackson Garvin face-off. Cool. So we've got something. We've got something. First idea that came in, which is kind of nice. Oops, sorry. First idea that came in. We'll go back to our research and let's see what else. What other kind of interesting technologies they might have that we can use as inspiration. Let's see. I'd love to see an image of this. Let me see if I can pull it. Ikigami and barcode data. I'll go here, images, and I'll do it this way. Oh, that's so cool. Do you see what I'm seeing? This is what I remember from my childhood. Yeah. Let's see. That's pretty badass. Okay. Oh no. I'm on Facebook. How'd I end up here? Let me get out of here. Let's see. See if I can get a better image. Because I want to get it with the 3 colors. This is pretty good. Maybe this one? Or maybe this one. Oh, these are all such small images. I want to get a big image. Can I do like more like this? Let's see. Tools. I just want a bigger one. Let's see. Okay, that's a pretty big image. I'm gonna copy that one. Cool. And I'm gonna throw that in to my lookbook over here in. Cool. Which you can't see quite yet, but I'll have that set up for the next stream and we'll be able to keep these visualizations going. All right. So I think we did well there. We got ourselves a cool piece of tech. Let's look back at what else. Pioneer Elite CLD97 Laserdisc player. Oh yes, with its signature glossy black urushi finish and gold accents. In 1994, VHS was for peasants. Laserdiscs offered the absolute highest quality analog video and digital sound available. That's true. I remember Laserdiscs. Let's grab some images of that. Images of that. And there it is. Really cool. Oh yeah. Look at that. It's small though. This one has the, yeah, this is a good one. It says Elite. I love it. Okay. Copy the image. I'll grab that and throw that into my lookbook. And oopsie. Let me do that again. I'm just shaping it right now. You can't see me doing it, but I'm shaping the Pioneer so that it looks somewhat reasonable in a lookbook. Okay, so we've got the Pioneer Laserdisc player. I love it. I want to get this shot of it open. Yes. So look at that. Copy image. Look at that shot. Open that huge discs. We can do something with the discs. You know, these things were robust. You could probably do some violence, like literally decapitate somebody with this thing if you really were set on it. Okay, I'll throw that into the mix. Tiny image. Okay, cool, that's done. All right, let's see what else it says. Audio, a rack of Krell or Macintosh amplifiers driving Wilson Audio or Infinity IRS speakers. Let's see the Wilson Audio. Actually, let's start with Infinity IRS because I don't know what they are and they are easier to copy paste. Oh my God. These are great. Check this out. Oh yeah. This is what you want. This is so great. I love it. I love it. All right. So I'm throwing that into my lookbook for sure. Let's see. We'll grab this image, copy the image, go to the lookbook. And if you guys want to see what this, what the lookbook is starting to look like, feel free to drop a comment and maybe I'll put it together, put a really nice lookbook of like the technology of 1994 for that. Let's see, this looks badass. Look at this thing. All right, I want to copy this image. And I'll paste it in. Great. All right. These definitely look great. I would definitely put these in. Oh, look at this. Oh, wow. Okay, guys. You're not ready for this. You ready? Look at the size of it. How awesome is that? I'm copying that link, putting that in. Copy image. Putting that in the lookbook. Great. These are such great set pieces because a human, a whole person can hide behind it. Right? It's just amazing. Let's see. There's a room. Oh, you can see them in a room and what it looks like. Look at the size of these things. Look at the size of this. Yeah. This is definitely a set piece. Wow. Wow. All right. So you see, guys, like a lot of originality is just knowing, right? A lot of originality is just sort of knowing the technology of the time or the details of the time. And it reads like originality because that's, you know, authenticity is a thing. You know, people sense it. Let's see. Let's see how this works. Will this work? Oh my God, it does work. Cool. So I was just testing to see if this worked in Figma, and it does. So I'm going to make a really nice lookbook for you guys. All right. Maybe I'll do a stream if you guys want that. Put a link in the comments and I'll set up a stream for that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, look at this one. This one's crazy. Look at that. How insane is that? That's really cool. Just so you guys can see it. The size of this thing. Alright. I'm going to copy that. This is like one of the most sort of inspiring things you can do here is find a set piece like that, right? With the Barco projector. It's home theater, it'd be great. Okay. Let's see. Enough of the speakers. I'm sold on these IRSs. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, let's see. Okay. Gives us a sense of what's inside them. I think I'm just going to pull out the amplifiers. Can you imagine Garvin going from like his crappy VHS thing where he's watching porn all day, gooning in his room, to Joel like putting a laser disc in of pornography? That's a note. That's going in. So let's switch it out to writing. Boom. And let's put in there just sort of a massive home theater. Home theater with IRS speakers. And then I'll put compare Garvin's tiny TV in his bedroom / goon cave. That term wasn't around in the 90s. To Joel's home theater. That's Joel selling Garvin. Selling Garvin. Unworking for the gang. Cool. So that's a good note. And let's go back to research and see what we find. Back to research. Okay. So we're going to copy the Infinity IRS speakers because those are just brilliant. I don't need to look at anything else. I mean, I kind of should for thoroughness, but it's interesting. There's a rack of Krell or Macintosh amplifiers. I'm going to try the Wilson audio speakers and see what happens, just to be thorough. Because if these things are even more cinematic, we want to see that. So, see, Wilson audio, and then we want the Macintosh amplifiers too. So, yeah, and I'll go 1994. Let's just put the year in. Yeah, these aren't as impressive. So you can see they're large, but they don't swallow the entire room. So I think we made a good choice. Look at these things. They're very cool looking. Here's a picture with a person. So it's pretty slick, but not nothing like the IRS. Okay, cool. Moving on. Let's see. Oh, yeah, let's see the Macintosh amplifiers. Krell or Macintosh. Let's try Macintosh amplifiers first. We're spending a lot of time on the technology because It's Joelle's house. It's a big set. Oh, look at this. This is badass, guys. Check this out. How awesome is that? How, that's pretty big. Let's see if I can get another rack to show up. That's pretty good. So I think I'm gonna go with both of these. Even though this isn't a great, oh, look at this image. This one's good. Check that out. So I'm gonna copy the link, copy image. I'll capture that for my lookbook. And then let's go. I want to capture another one that's nice. This one's pretty detailed, so, but I want to see if I can capture one like in a home. If there's shots of it. Oh my God, look at this, guys. Look at that. Why is this so crap looking, the image? Because it's 1440 by 1800. It's a big image. Let's see. See if I open image in a new tab, what we get. Oh, it's tiny. That's why. So you have to sort of visit the site, I think. Let's try visiting the site. Oh, wait, oh, look, they've got more pictures. All right, so I'm gonna do some stuff here. Oh, it's on Instagram. That's why. Yeah. Okay. And there's no way. Yeah, Instagram doesn't let you copy the image. It's cool though that Instagram has. Oh, this is good. You can zoom in. That's cool. So I'm going to do. Just gonna do a screen grab because that is a cool image. Gotta hand it to Instagram. They have the best images so far of this stuff. So maybe Instagram is a good place to do research going forward. Let's see what else they got. Nice. Oh, look at that. But this is old tech. This one. So let's see. These are just the higher resolution images that we had. I'm going to take this because this is pretty cool. You want close-ups whenever you can so that when you build your world, you have some details. You know what I mean? Okay. And let's see what else we got. This is actually a really nice image. I mean, if we really wanted to, we could capture this with the inspector, but I'm just going to screen grab it. There we go. Okay. Throwing it into my lookbook. And then let's go backwards, see if there's anything we missed. I think this is probably the second best image we got of the interface. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Boom, there it is. Okay, so we got a pretty good sense of the technology living in Joelle's home. And let's see what else we can find. There were some really cool images that I saw. Where were they? On Instagram. Oh yes, here it is. This is more Facebook. But check that out. That shows you the turntable. So let's see what that looks like. To go to Facebook. Okay, let's go here. And we'll grab this. I don't think Facebook lets you take this stuff out. Oh yeah, they do. Nice. Let's see. I want to open the image in a new tab. Let's see what happens with Facebook. Facebook's kind of funky. Ah, nice. Nice. Hand it to Facebook. Hand it to Facebook. It's not as handsy as Instagram with the images. Okay, excellent. So I think I got a good sense of that. Don't you guys think? We're going to move on. So, okay. Now the kitchen. Wall-mounted home automation. True smart homes existed in 1994, but they required miles of proprietary wiring and custom programming. Crestron or AMX control panels, integrated flush into the coral stone or marble walls. These large, clunky monochrome touchscreen panels controlled lighting, motorized drapes, and pool temperatures. Let's check that out. Crestron control panels. And I'm going to throw that into my search for 1994. Let's see what they look like. Let's see. Is this it? Programming interface design. Seems like they made studio stuff for audio, for recording studios. So let's see, AMX. Let's go with Crestron, because I did. Let's see. Crestron home automation. Got home automation. It's not what I'm looking for. Home automation. Oh, look at this. I think I found one. Is that it? The thing is, how old is it? You really want to know how old it is. That's the thing. Because some of these look much newer than 1994. But it is cool to have home automation. Let's do AI mode and see what it can find from 1994. In 1994, Crestron was pioneering force in high-end home automation, transitioning the luxury residential market from basic wall keypads to advanced graphical interfaces. Okay. Following the landmark 1993 release of their VT series, the first ever touch panels to integrate color, video, windows, and computer graphics. The 1994 lineup relied heavily on robust, hardwired systems engineered to control the entire estates long before the internet or Wi-Fi standard. Let's take a look. The CT100. Operations. Oh, that's hardware on the. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's hardware. And then that's a software screen. This screen was software. So let's look at the VT series. So he would have gotten it installed. So he would have had the VT. Actually, you know what? He probably wouldn't have had the VT because unless they're reinstalling it. That might make sense if they're reinstalling the home automation, because he's always got to have the latest thing. Let's see. What came before the 1994 model? What was the the gold standard, right? In high-end automation before the VT series. Before color. Let's see what it says. Before color screens and the 1993-1994 VT series, the gold standard for high-end automation is defined with monochrome, black and white CRT passive interface alongside a heavy reliance on highly structured custom engraved wall keypads. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, Crestron's primary competitor, AMX, dominated the ultra-luxury market along Questron, engaging in a fierce arms race for control of corporate boardrooms and massive estates. The pre-color gold standard, Questron's black and white RF touchscreen. Before the VT series brought color and video windows to the table, Questron shook up the industry in 1990 by releasing the world's first two-way bidirectional RF radio frequency wireless monochrome touchscreen. The interface... Okay, I want to see... Okay, so what was the product called? Well, the AMX product. Period. What was it called? So I can do an image search of and see what it looked like. Let's see. The early defining product lineup of AMX that ruled the pre-color era was called the AMX Access System, which paired with their signature monochrome touch panels, the AMX AXP, to run. Okay, Jesus, I don't want to get into this too much because this is a, what do you call it, a rabbit hole. But we can probably do this. AMX Panel Plus. Oh, yeah. Let's see. This is let's see, early, like late 1980s. Let's see. That's funny. They have cars because there was AMX cars. Let's see. I'll go back to AI mode. Let's see. Where can I find images of the AMX Panel Plus system? I want to see pictures of it. Okay. Search for terms like vintage AMX control. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to try Instagram. Let's go to images. And see. Oh, I think I found, well, this is a color one. Let's see. I found this one. Let me see what year that is. I'm going to go to AI mode in another window. So, what year is this one from? And I'll throw that in. See if I can get something from the early 90s. Oh no, it's a 69 touch panel. That wouldn't be a thing. It's 2005. Yeah. No. Let's see. All right, I'm not going to spend more time on this. It's just too much. Let me see if I could just find one. It's almost all like there's no Instagrams here. I want to go out to Instagram. I'll come back later. Thanks, guys. Okay. So I'm going to put that into the notes because that is pretty cool. So let's go back to writing and we'll talk about the AMX touchscreens. No, let's go back to where we were. What is this? Let's go back to research 1 second. Oopsie. Go back to research. Let's kill this. So sometimes you just gotta take the L. You're like, okay, I'm out. Too much. Let's see. The Office. Let's see. I'll just put. Bang & Olufsen Bayo System 25 vertically mounted on the wall. The glass doors automatically open to reveal a CD player. Yeah, I'm gonna get that. That's gonna get in there. So I'm just gonna copy both of these, but I'm gonna take the Bang & Olufsen because Bang & Olufsen is classic. And I'm just gonna paste that in. Just pasting that in right now as the control panels. Okay, and then we got the audio matrix. Cool. So let's get the Bang & Olufsen Bayo System 2500. We want to get that into the lookbook. Somehow I can imagine him having that. So let's see if we can make that. How big is... Oh, look at the size. Well, I'm not sure how big it is, actually. It's hard to... Oh, it's tiny. It's tiny. I got all excited. I thought it was going to be like the size of a person. Here, check it out. That's pretty nice. So, and what we're doing here, guys, is just, you know, you want to create a contrast between the way different people live, right? And so you want to show the haves and the have-nots, so to speak. And that's something that someone like Garvin would be sensitive to. Okay, so I'll go and post this into my lookbook. Great. And yep. And then let's look at The Office. There's a lot of stuff here. Wow, this research takes time. The Office, bleeding edge connectivity. A high-level operator needs to manage supply lines and cash flow. His desk would look like a sci-fi command center. The computer. Oh, Apple Macintosh Quadra 840 AV. He would definitely be running a Mac. He wouldn't be looking at a 21-inch CRT monitor. He definitely wouldn't be rocking a PC. He would be a Mac user for sure. That's pretty cool. Let's see. These tiny pictures. I'll go for this one. And let's see if we can get it. Oh, look at this. Interesting. And that's so some early Macs there. I think I remember in college seeing something like that looks like this technology. I don't remember though. All right. Let's do this. Let's get that Mac into the lookbook. Oh no, it did that thing again. Let's see if I can copy it again. This is too small. Yep, this one looks good. Got the image. Go to creative. Great, got it. Okay. And now it's going to be fun when we take this and make it synthetic data and generates it. Look how tiny this image is. I can't use that. All right, let's see what else he had. The storage, a SideQuest or early iOmega zip drive. Oh, yes. What is a SideQuest drive? I don't remember those. I do remember the iOmega zip drives. The digital camera, Apple QuickTake 100. No, he would not use that. He might use that. Let's see. That's a question that we gotta ask, right? Would he be using these like digital cameras yet? Because they're so low quality, and he owns a modeling agency, so I don't know. He might be old school that way. Pocket Tech, mobile phone, Motorola Microtech Elite. Let's try that. Oh yeah. Check this out, guys. Oh my god, there it is. Look at that. This is great. God, the images are so small. I hope I can capture its glory. I'll capture a few of them. So that's going in a lookbook. Let's see what else we got. See one for size. This one has size. Let's see. Oh, this is in TikTok. Oh, this is a video, I think. Yeah, it's a video. I don't want that. Actually, I do want that. Let me see if I can. Can you stop it? Yes, you can. You can stop. Oh, this is so cool. You can see how the tech worked. That's pretty slick. So, well, it's good to know. Let's see. Let me use the black one. There we go. See if I can. Oh, it's exhausting going through all this tech, huh? Let's see. It's like you're going into the world of 1994. Here we go. That's good. You can see a hand. You can see how it switches out. All right. That's what you want. You want it sort of embodied, you know? Very cool. All right. Let's see what else. All this from one search on Gemini. Pretty impressive, actually. All the tech they got. I don't think he would have a PDA. Let's see, GPS navigation. In 1994, factory car GPS didn't really exist yet. I don't think he would have a unit. CCTV, a dedicated security room featuring a bank of Sony Trinitron monitors connected to a time-lapse SVHS VCR that could record 20 hours. Well, that's got to happen. We have to have that. So okay, we got to have that. We got to have the bank of VCRs because he is a paranoid drug guy. So let's throw that into the image search. Let's see what it spits out. Oh, it's generating a nano banana. Nice. Let's see what nano banana comes up with. So you see, guys, a lot of times writing is just a lot of research to just sort of build the world in your head. Now, oh, there we go. There we go. I'm collecting this. copy image. And I'll throw that into the creative. This is great. The cool thing about Nano Banana is it's very cinematic, right? So it takes you a lot of the way there. We're going to come back to Nano Banana. Once the story is a little bit more developed, we're going to use Nano Banana and really get into creating some beautiful visuals. All right. Actually, let me try the MacroTech Elite. Let's see. Motorola MicroTech Elite circa 1994. Let's say on a desk for prominent display as a flex. Let's see what Nano Banana comes up with. This is going to be fun. And we can get into a lot of other stuff like wardrobe and things like that. Oh my God, they just threw the... That's really funny. Okay, so let me start a new chat. I think it needs a new chat. And let me go to... Let me go here. And I'm going to start a new chat. No, I'm going to do it here. Generate an image of the desk with the MicroTech Elite and the Apple Macintosh computer with the monitor on it. This would be the most high-end desk setup from the point of view of the person sitting at the desk. What would they see tech-wise? They're in a home office, a very, very nice one. Let's see. And while we're doing that, while it's cooking, let's go back to the writing and see if we have anything else from our research. So we didn't do office supplies yet, but we did the... We don't need that because that's going to be part of the office supplies. But the technological luxuries. So we still need exotic cars, and we still need office supplies. Yeah. So let's look at that. Let's go look at our notes. We have technology. Okay. And then I'm going to put here... Just throw here ideas. And I'll take that. There we go. And I don't need this here. Okay. Okay. Oh, so I just had an idea. Sometimes just moving text around really helps me sort of think in the background. So Garvin's first hit, they think he will get killed, but he actually does it. That is what gets Joel's attention. So we just got a twist in the story. Let's see. Okay, so we got the technology. That's done. Now we got office supplies. Let's see, guys. We're going back to research. Let's see what Nano Banana generated. Very cool. Miami Op Cali Contact. I love it. All right. I'm going to throw this into my lookbook. Great. So we got some good stuff here. And then let's start a new chat. Oopsie. Let's start a new chat and let's grab the office supplies. Okay. So in a story I'm writing, there is a curtain on a wall, and when they split the curtain and open it, there's a sort of patchwork diagram made with office supplies from 1994. So the diagram is from 1994 tech. And that diagram has a bunch of Polaroids and surveillance images of people in a rival gang. And so I have a question about that. What kind of office supplies were available in wide use in 1994? Polaroids of TV screens, but yeah. And then I can put here Polaroids of TV screens with VHS images on it, question mark. This is mostly stuff that has to sit on a wall in a static way. And when people get eliminated, because it's a drug gang, when people from the rival gang get eliminated, they would have to maybe mark it with a Sharpie or whatever the technology was at the time. Give me a list of the office supplies. All right, we're moving. Let's see. That sounds like a fantastic gritty scene. That tactile analog conspiracy board vibe is perfect for a 1994 setting. Before everything went digital, gang intelligence was held together by glue, ink, and plastic. Here's a breakdown of the specific office supplies and surveillance technologies that would be widely available and authentic to 1994. Corkboard, butcher paper, huge rolls of brown or white paper taped to the wall as a backdrop so they could draw lines between photos. Okay. Push pins and map tacks, classic round-headed plastic pins. Okay, this is great. Thumbtacks, flat silver metallic ones, usually for things they didn't intend to move often. Plasti tack, blue tack. Oh, great for sticking photos directly onto the wall without leaving holes. Photographic surveillance tech, the images. You asked specific about Polaroids and VHS. You are spot on. This was the golden era for that exact setup. Polaroids of TV screens. This is 100% historically accurate and awesome for your story. In 1994, if you paused the VHS tape of surveillance footage, you couldn't just print a screenshot. You literally pointed a Polaroid camera, like a Polaroid One Step or Spectra, at the CRT television screen, snapped the photo, and waited 60 seconds. Visual detail for your story. These photos would have a slight curve to them, matching the bubble of the 1990s TV screen, and might have a faint diagonal line across the image. Oh yeah, the scan lines. Polaroid 660 film. Yes, they'd write 30 glossy prints. If they had standard point and shoot camera, they'd have to take the film to a 1 hour photo. Okay. Marking, crossing out, and connecting. Sharpie brand markers. Good. Grease pencils. These are wax-based pencils where you pull a string. They were heavily used in investigations because you'd write directly on glossy Polaroids. Coding labels, yarn or string. Okay, labeling and organizing. The Dymo label makers, the mechanical ones where you turn a wheel. It's very rigid, old school, criminal element look. Manila folders and index cards. Index cards, yep. Highlighters, okay. If your characters are tracking a rival gang, your patchboard might also feature strips of paper from dot matrix printers with the perforated tear-off holes on the sides, listing cloned pager numbers and phone numbers uncovered from wiretaps or a phone bill. That's terrific. So in the story, there is a wall that is covered by a red curtain. And when they open that red curtain, you see a giant conspiracy board, at least the size of a modern day whiteboard. And it has images of and information about the rival gang. In this case, the Booby Boys, if you know from history. This is sort of a retcon kind of story. And there's links from image to image showing the network of the Booby Boys. And it's maybe 6 feet high all the way down to the ground. Unlike a whiteboard, it takes the whole wall all the way down to the ground. And it's roughly shaped in the shape of a human body. So the idea is that the head of the network is in the head, and the button men are on the hands, and then in the feet you get logistics people. And then in the core you get logistics, and then at the bottom you get the street thugs. At the foundations, the feet. Can you make an image that could capture that using all of the office supplies you mentioned in your previous response? Let's see what it does. So I think what I'm going to do while it does that is I'm going to grab the office supplies. And just copy this whole response. I'm going to drag this into writing. And let's do some cleanup here. We're almost done. It sounds like a fantastic gritty scene, analog conspiracy vibe. Okay. I'll keep this sentence. Before everything went digital, gang intelligence was held together by glue, ink, and plastic. Okay. Okay. I'm just taking out the stuff where it's talking to me directly. Okay. And I'm just going to add this. Yeah, he has a modeling agency, so he would have glossy prints for sure. Yes, orange digital date. I like that. Oh, another shootout scene in a dark room. That's great. So we're going to need to do that. Let's just see dot matrix printer. I'll just put here your patch board. And then cool. Great. Cool. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to make like a small book called Garvin's World. And so all these details of the world would be in that book. That's going to be kind of fun, right? And we show the images of the stuff. That could be a lot of fun. Let's see. So let's see what Nano Banana has been building for us while we were waiting. Here we go. Huh. That's funny. I'm not crazy about the image, but yeah, it's a good start. It's a good inspiration. we're going to see we can edit these later. But I'm going to grab it and save it. Okay. And there's actually more questions that are coming up than answers now because we need photography technology as well. He owns a photo studio. So I'm just going to put it into the writing. And I'm going to put here what kind of cameras. And darkroom equipment. And then at the top, I have a shootout in a darkroom with Joel's darkroom in his house. What could be really cool is the darkroom could be the way you get in and out of the house. That could be interesting. Could the darkroom be the way you get in and out of the house? Through the panic tunnel? I'm not sure. We'll figure that out. All right, guys. Let's look at our... That's funny. I thought I changed the name of this to research. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's this. Okay, so I'm gonna clean this up a little bit because I get confused. So I'm gonna go research questions. There we go. And then I don't need this title anymore. And I do need, however, so the exotic cars. You want to stick with me for another couple of minutes? We'll do the exotic cars. Let's just do it. Okay. So we're almost done for completeness. Let's go research. Okay, give me a list of like 4 or 5 exotic cars from 1984. They'd have to be from the early 90s, late 80s to 1994, because the story takes place in 1994. So you wouldn't want every car to be this year's car, right? They've been in operations for a while. So the oldest car would be about 4 or 5 years old, and the newest car would be brand new from 1994. But I need these to be exotic baller drug dealer cars, and maybe some that are very expensive but get a little bit less, are a little bit less flashy, so that they can get around without being noticed. I'm even considering a Buick Grand National. Let's see. It misread Buick and said beautiful Grand National, so we'll see. So yeah, I hit the nail on the head with the Buick. From 1997 to 1994. It's cars that scream Miami, New York, LA drug lord mixed with some heavy duty, low profile wealth. Here are the perfect baller exotic stealth cars. The 1987 Buick Grand National. The 1991 Lamborghini Diablo. The 1992 Mercedes-Benz 500e. The 1994 Porsche 911 Turbo 3.6. And the 850i. The BMW 8 Series was a pillar of early 90s luxury. It featured pop-up headlights, no B-pillar. Oh, that's a very nice car. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay, so we got the cars. And I'm going to throw them into the writing. Right into the notes. Okay. And I'm going to go whoa, whoa, exotic cars and paste. Oh no, it doesn't paste it in as a, I want to paste it in as a table. Let's see if we can get that. See if I can copy the whole thing. We'll bring us back to writing. And let's do a paste. See what happens. Oh boy, it copied the whole thing. Ah, it got us what we wanted. Cool. Actually, you know, I'm going to keep all this stuff for now. But what I am going to do is... Oh, it's already done for me. Perfect. Oh, it had a third level header, so header level 3. And that allows me to do this. It allows me... Great, quick cheat sheet. And instead of for your writing, it will go exotic car. Cool. And then, cool. And I'll just put this digital darkroom equipment for another day because it's not critical. But we got the cars. And I'm going to just put this here. I know it feels like a hair, you know, sticking out. But this stream has gone on over an hour now. So let's see. Go back to the notes. So let's see what we accomplished in this little research. And you know what? Before we do that, let's go back to research. And let's have it generate an image of all these cars. Generate an image of all these cars parked in the driveway of an ultra wealthy Cocoa Plum 1994 mansion. Let's see what happens. While that's cooking, we'll go back to technology, office supplies, exotic cars. So about an hour, I'm guessing, that we've been rolling here. An hour and 15. We've done great research into the world of 1994. We're into the technology, the office supplies, and the exotic cars. We still haven't gone into the architecture, the dark rooms, and things like that. But it generated a lot of ideas that we can then use to create set pieces in the film. One of the more interesting ones is the dark room. Like just a gunfight in a dark room where every time the gun goes off, you see everybody. So that's going to be fun. Let's see what the image. Oh, it's still going. I'm going to hide it. I'm going to hide it from you guys. All right. While we're here, let's look the exotic cars. We'll delete. We'll just clean up, do some chores while that image is rendering. So I'm going to go to writing for you guys. So we'll see exotic cars, and then just getting rid of extraneous noise. Let's see. The ultimate stealth weapon. So it already has vibe. So take the Buick. Okay. And then we'll see. Just generally deleting every bit of creative license that Nano Banana is taking so that it's just more informative. Yep. Okay. Okay, so let's see what happened back in research with Nano Banana. Let's see what it generated for us. Oh, it's still going. Wow, this one's taking a while. All right, we can go back and do some more cleanup. Let's see. Go back to the writing. And let's clean up some office supplies, see what it wrote there. Okay, so yeah, I'm fine with that. It's basically telling you what it's doing, what it's describing. To hold everything up on the wall behind the curtain, they wouldn't just step into drywall. They'd use, I'm just going to go with they'd use. Corkboard or homosote board, often framed in cheap aluminum or faux wood veneer. Butcher paper or craft paper, right? So there'd be corkboard with butcher board on top. And then, yep, push pins, thumbtacks, and blue tack. Okay. And then Polaroids of TV screens. And let's just take out that it's awesome. So in 1994, if you pause the VHS for surveillance footage, you literally, okay. And these photos, and right now I'm just going, oof, why is this like this? There we go. So there we go. Just the format. It's just a formality. These photos would have a slight curve to them, matching the bubble screen and a faint diagonal line. Polaroid 600 film and 35mm glossy prints. And yep, they'd have to make them at a local, yep, at a photo lab. To a photo lab, not necessarily a 1 hour photo lab. Because remember, Joelle has that. They would be standard 4x6 glossies, digital date stamps. Okay, I love it. Markings, crossing out. So a lot of writing is oftentimes just rereading what you got and deleting noise. Then you just left with like a higher resolution image in your head. When a rival gang member is limited, how do they up to the board? Sharpie brand markers, grease pencils. Okay, let's check in on our image. I don't think this one's gonna work. I think, call me crazy, but I think Nano Banana has died on me. So I'm just gonna kill the response. And I'm gonna say try again. And let's see if it does something this time. And we'll leave it there. Meanwhile, we can go back to writing and see what we come up with. If there's anything else we can clean up. We have manila folders, highlighters. I like this dot matrix printer idea. I really do. So I'll just change that. There we go. I like that idea. And then I really want the exotic cars. I want that image of exotic cars. Don't you guys? I kind of feel like I owe it to you guys to generate that image. Let's see if Nano Banana pulls through. Let's see if Nano Banana pulls through. I don't think it is going to pull through. I think it's going to die on us. Wondering, is there any other good image generator? Google's really the best one, and I think Google's just like, I'm out. All right, I'll make you guys a deal. If this thing ever generates, you'll see it in the next stream. But hopefully this was fun and useful for you. We got quite a bit done, actually, in terms of research. We now know, in terms of research. We generated a few ideas for the story. So the lenses on the what is it, a Barco projector? What was it called? Barco, yeah. Have the primary color lenses on the Barco projector break, so you bathe the room in primary colors. May be useful for the Jackson Garvin face-off. And then compare, or this doesn't compare, it's contrast. Contrast Garvin's tiny TV in his bedroom, Goon Cave to Joel's home theater. That's Joel selling Garvin on working for the gang, what his life can be like. Right? And then also just put here, so Garvin's mom should tell him he won't amount to anything. Which is kind of baked into the story. And now now he sees an opportunity. Okay. And in Garvin's first hit, they think he'll get killed. But he actually succeeds. That's what gets Joe's attention. So we got to get into that detail there. Okay. And then, yep. And then that shootout should be towards the end. That could be kind of fun. Okay. So we got 4 ideas, right? That weren't really as well developed as they are now, just from doing this research of different sort of twists in the story. We have a twist here which explains how Garvin meets Joel. We have the tiny TV in the bedroom compared to Joel's massive mansion, and then the shootout in the dark room, and then the primary lens projector, so we see the final, one of the final shootouts in sort of this garish technicolor projected on everything. Okay, and then the technology. Okay, we got the Barco data, projector, and the IRS speakers are great. Yeah. I have to put something there about that. Do a shootout with someone hiding behind the IRS speaker. Or character reveal. Maybe let's do something with it, because that's just great. You got to use that as a set piece. Okay. And we have these office supplies. We could use the office supplies. Oh, so when Garvin kills Joel, he basically kills him in front of the board. And so Joel sort of falls into the board. That's kind of fun. Okay, look at that. So when Garvin kills Joel, he falls against the conspiracy board. So the final revenge is fulfilled. Right? Great. And then, yeah. It's a little on the nose, but it's that kind of movie, right? So you'd see just a giant human-shaped blood splatter on that wall, and then these beautiful cars, which we will trash one after the other. All right, here we go, guys. Moment of truth. Let's see if Nano Banana came through for us. You ready? Here we are. Big research. Here it is. Bang! Look at that. Look at that. Okay, you delivered. Although I have to say, I think the Buick Grand National is a much bigger car than the BMW. I don't think it quite got the relative sizes of the cars right. But you know what? I'm still ecstatic about this. This is great. I'm going to copy the image. I'm going to throw that into my lookbook. Boom. Excellent. And now I think that's a good wrap for today. Wow, what a finale for our show today. To see the cars and Joel's mansion. It's perfect, actually. Joel's mansion. So I think we'll call it a wrap for that. With this, it's hard to beat this as a finale. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next stream. And I hope you guys have a great day.